Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are unpacking a phenomenon that has literally rewired the entire landscape of modern sports. We're talking about the Indian Premier League. But listen, we aren't just looking at this as your standard cricket tournament. Oh no, we are diving into it as a high-velocity crucible. It's this wild place where raw, intense human emotion absolutely collides with automated data analytics and biomechanical perfection. So let's just get right into it, shall we? Let's start by challenging a pretty fundamental assumption we all have about sports. Think about this for a second. Does a team actually need to win trophies to be successful? I know, it sounds kind of ridiculous, right? I mean, if you aren't winning silverware, what are you even doing out there? But in the completely unique ecosystem of the IPL, the answer to that question creates some really fascinating narrative friction. And honestly, this brilliantly illustrates that exact friction. Listen to this quote, which comes straight from a fan discussion analyzing Royal Challengers Bengaluru, or RCB. The fan writes, RCB lives rent-free, like the salty class toppers who are jealous of a popular backbencher. I mean, what an incredible perspective. For a massive portion of this fan base, sporting trophies are just man-made achievements. What they really value instead is the pure spectacle, those unbelievable individual moments of magic, and the totally unapologetic celebration of their team, completely regardless of the ultimate tournament outcome. Section 1. The Psychology of IPL Fandom, Emotion over Silverware. You really cannot understand the tactical miracles on the pitch without first understanding the unbelievable emotional stakes off of it. Just consider this sheer defiance of traditional success metrics. 17 years. Let that sink in for a second. 17 consecutive championship failures for RCB. And yet, somehow, they generate digital engagement and a fierce fan loyalty that can completely dwarf multiple-time trophy winners. In the IPL, generating a passionate digital footprint and maintaining absolute loyalty, well, that's basically a distinct form of victory all on its own. Section 2. Anatomy of Season Comebacks, the Macro Resilience. Now let's zoom out a bit to look at macro-level team resilience and how these beloved franchises handle complete catastrophe. Honestly, there is no better example of this than the Chennai Super Kings' legendary 2018 return. Just follow this timeline with me. First, they face a massive, devastating 2-year franchise suspension. They return to the auction and draft what critics immediately dismissed as an aging squad, supposedly way past their prime. But here's the thing, statistics just can't measure human leadership. Under MS Dhoni's incredible resilience, they weather the storm, and it all culminates in Shane Watson hitting a blistering century in the finals to clinch the title. It absolutely proved that culture and leadership can and will triumph over statistical doubts. Section 3. The Death Bowling Masterclass, The Science of Suffocation. Okay, so we've looked at the season level. Now let's zoom all the way back into the micro-level tactical warfare of the pitch. Because matches aren't just won over months, they're won in the dying milliseconds of the final over. For years, the old T20 rulebook basically dictated that you survive the death overs with raw pace and orthodox Yorkers aimed straight at the stumps. But the modern reality? It's completely different. The new weapons are wide-angled geometry, cross-seam off-cutters, and deceptive slower balls that literally act as optical illusions. Bowlers today are intentionally starving power hitters of the exact pace they need to clear the boundary. Let's break down exactly how this suffocation works in practice. Picture the 2017 final. Mumbai Indians are defending a microscopic, mathematically doomed 129 runs against RSPG. Mitchell Johnson has to defend just 11 runs in the ultimate over. Ball 1, he concedes a boundary. The pressure is absolutely suffocating at this point. But watch the geometry here. Ball 2, a high-velocity back-of-a-length delivery forces an aerial pull, and that's a wicket. Ball 3, he throws a deliberate wide-line off-cutter completely out of Steve Smith's arc. Another wicket. And finally, a pinpoint jamming Yorker creates a frantic run-out. It was a miraculous one-run win orchestrated through pure mathematical suffocation. Take a breath and just let this sink in. In modern T20, defensive dot balls are not passive. Not anymore. They are an aggressive, wicket-taking currency. Extreme tactical discipline and mental endurance will always triumph over raw bat speed on a deteriorating pitch. Section 4. Shattering the Chase Matrix, Offensive Annihilation. You see, the IPL is like a pendulum. The exact moment bowlers perfect the science of suffocation, batters evolve to completely shatter the win probability matrix. 29. In 2023, the Kolkata Knight Riders needed an absurd 29 runs off the final 6 deliveries against the Gujarat Titans. The win prediction algorithms literally dropped their chances to 0.01%. It was, by all established mathematical models, completely impossible. And then, Rinku Singh stepped up and systematically dismantled reality. Let's go delivery by delivery here. Ball 2, Yashdale misses his Yorker and Rinku flicks a low full toss over deep backward square leg. Ball 3, a wrist roll flick sends another one sailing over fine leg. Ball 4, Rinku shifts his weight perfectly to slash a wide full toss over deep cover point. Ball 5, a slower short ball gets launched right over long on. And finally, needing a 6 to win on the absolute final delivery, Rinku uses a flawless vertical bat swing to smash it over the bowler's head straight into the sight screen. 5 balls, 5 sixes, he completely eradicated the concept of a mathematically impossible chase. And this offensive evolution really peaked in the 2023 final. When you contrast the standard IPL averages against that absurd rain-delayed midnight thriller, the numbers are just staggering. CSK had to chase a target requiring 11.40 runs per over from ball 1. And get this, with over 32 million people watching live at 1:30 in the morning. And it all came down to Ravindra Jadeja mastering a 1.2-second biomechanical window, sitting deep in his crease to turn a flawless Yorker into a straight 6. It was absolute stillness defeating pinpoint pressure. Which brings us to this unavoidable truth. No chase is ever simple when you're facing a unit that just refuses to blink. Whether you are defending 129 runs or chasing down a mathematically impossible 29 off the last over, mental fortitude is the ultimate differentiator when the scoreboard pressure reaches a boiling point. Section 5, the future T20 baseline, erasing the limits. So where does the sport even go from here? Let's look at how the 2026 season permanently altered the outermost parameters of cricket. If 29 was an impossible target for a final over, 265 is a number that simply breaks the brain. Facing an imposing 264 set by Delhi, the Punjab Kings successfully chased it down with 7 balls to spare. It's absolute madness, and it shattered the global T20 record. How did they do it? Well, they did it by completely discarding the old rulebook. The traditional strategy of anchoring and accumulating is just gone. The new reality is treating all 120 balls as a relentless, expendable power play. Punjab proved that top-heavy lineups are a thing of the past. Nowadays, you absolutely must initiate an unconditional aerial assault right from ball 1. To put that into perspective, the historic average baseline for the first 6 overs is around 74 runs. But in that 2026 chase, Punjab completely obliterated it, scoring 116 runs in the power play alone. They dismantled the highest levels of scoreboard pressure by treating traditional containment lines as entirely obsolete. So, what should we all take away from this? Well, here are the new rules of T20 cricket. Sustaining 14 runs and over is now basically an operational standard. Wickets are no longer treasures to be carefully guarded. They're an expendable currency used to maintain run velocity. If you want to win, your batters from 1 all the way down to 8 must have elite boundary-clearing mechanics. The old math and the old physics, they simply no longer apply. Which leaves us with one final, deeply provocative question to ponder. If 265 is the new baseline, what on earth is the absolute limit of human athletic capability under pressure? Just when we think we've seen the ceiling, a team, a player, or a fan base steps up and shatters it all over again. That's the chaos blueprint. That is the magic of the IPL. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. I really hope this sparked your curiosity as much as it did mine. Hey everyone!